All Creatures Great and Small Skeldale House, the Dollhouse version. We'll start with the dispensary, where the veterinarians test samples and store medicine. Now they call it the dispensary on the show. I keep calling it an apothecary, so I've decided to sort of embrace the old-fashioned charm of the word apothecary, especially now that dispensary tends to refer to an establishment that's a little less charming than an apothecary. Anyway, I added baskets, plants, and herbs drying from the rafters to really evoke that old-fashioned apothecary feeling. Here's a bit of how the room looks on the show.
Look at the state of this place. It's a bloody disgrace.
And this view of the sink wall on the show inspired my version of it. I made the sink from a candy container, which is a bit of a theme with me, and I spent more time than I planned labeling bottles and rolling up tiny towels in brown paper sleeves. And if I didn't have the parameters of the show to rein me in, I probably would go more messy like this, like the movie Practical Magic. More plants and more glassware. But speaking of messy, that brings us to Siegfried's office, the next room that I did. This is the version on the show, and it's cluttered because that makes for an interesting set design. And it's also true to his book character, because Siegfried is very meticulous and persnickety, but he's also very messy. So here's a scene that takes place in his office that shows all of its nooks and crannies.
It's no bloody good. There's another pair at my office.
He's wanted the job some time. It's made him a little emotional.
Now, James, I'm hoping to be back for afternoon rounds, but I need you to hold the fort to it.
Okay, and here's my version. Now, clearly I don't have enough room for Tristan to hide in it, but you get the idea. The divider wall is there to add dimension and depth of field to the room. You see, I'm learning. But it's also part of the show set design, because their interior window overlooks the hallway that goes to the kitchen on the show. And mine overlooks Siegfried's office, which makes sense logistically anyway. So I moved Tricky Woo, the pampered Pekingese, in here, and I made his chaise lounge, and I also made the basket cage next to him. It's out of florist wire. It's for Siegfried's pet rat, Volinal. And these two screenshots show how often they change the pictures and accessories on the show, which kept me guessing. You wouldn't think they would change these little things so often, but I suppose it keeps things visually interesting. So I just tried to get a similar mood with my accessories. The wedding picture and the painting over the desk represent Siegfried's late wife, Evelyn. And the paper in the typewriter is a miniature first page of the book, All Creatures Great and Small. And now I do have a better Tricky Woo than my handmade version in my last video, although I did have to paint him a little bit darker to look more like Derek, the dog who plays him on TV. And my cats enjoyed watching his arrival. They approve. So the room used to be the nursery in my original version of the house, and I had it like this, very simple and serene, and clearly an idealistic version before I actually had kids and understood how much stuff they have. But speaking of changing things, I've been working on the living room again as well. just trying to get a better fit and finish on everything and bring a sense of life to the room a little bit. I added more pillows and pictures, and I painted the top floral picture to coordinate with the one underneath it that I already had. And I added Zoe the cat behind the couch. I found that pink chair and ottoman and the sheep on the mantle and a miniature show. And that's what kind of propelled me into doing this project in the first place. I love that little record player there. The drawer on it actually opens. And I made the bookshelf corner shorter bookshelves than what I had there originally and what is on the show, because it was just too much in the small space, and I wanted the focus to be more on the window seat. So those are my latest updates to Skeldale House. So we still have the vet exam office, the kitchen, the bedroom, and the hallways to go. And I need to find a Jess, the golden retriever, because I need more small creatures here. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And for more content, visit my website at ifitweremine.com.